Warm welcome to you all to 4th MHM India Summit 2024 and would like to thank you all for taking up time from your busy schedule. On behalf of Gramalaya today, I would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of you present over here. Gramalaya, India's pioneering NGO dedicated to water, sanitation and menstrual hygiene, is today organizing in association with Bhatnagar Swasth India, the 4th Menstrual Hygiene Management India Summit 2024 here at Bharat Mandapam, Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. The 2024 summit hosted on World Toilet Day, November 19. Today, we'll shine a spotlight on the critical landscape of menstrual health and hygiene in India. With an agenda centered on the current state of MHM, the summit will delve into pioneering framework for impactful menstrual health policies and explore bold initiative designed to expand menstrual health awareness and access for all women and adolescent girls. Since it is the 4th MHM Summit, the speakers will share their experience and expertise among the participants and enable cross-learning at national level. This forum will advocate for eco-friendly menstrual hygiene products which are already familiar among the women and adolescent girls in India, and take it forward to the wider community level for advocacy and lobbying. The event promises an enriching program featuring keynote speaker with inspiring presentation, insightful panel discussion, and real-world case studies. Together, these sessions will highlight the latest advancement in menstrual health and foster a vibrant platform for collaboration, innovation, and shared expertise. After hosting the first 3 editions, Gramalaya's 4th MHM India Summit 2024, today we welcome professionals from across the spectrum, NGOs, government bodies, healthcare, CSR, education, and beyond to join them in advancing the cause of menstrual health and hygiene. This gathering offers a unique platform for social entrepreneurs and solution providers to showcase cut-edge sustainable innovations that bring accessible menstrual health solutions to life. Ladies and gentlemen, would also like to brief you about Gramalaya. Gramalaya established in the year 1987 by Padma Shri Awardee Mr. S. Damodaran, empowers communities through water, sanitation and menstrual hygiene initiatives, recognized as a National Key Resource Center under the Ministry of Shakti. Gramalaya champions access to safe water and sanitation, menstrual hygiene and health education, co-friendly alternatives, and impacting over 5.2 million lives in India. Ladies and gentlemen, as per our ritual of Gramalaya, we always start up the event. Let's Damodaran to please light up the lamp and start this event. I would like to request Sadhvi, Bhagawati, Saraswatiji, Secretary General of Global Interfaith, Host Alliance, President of Divine Shakti Foundation, to please light up the lamp, and with him Mrs. India 2016 Queen of Substance, Mrs. Sneha, Shri. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment I would like to request you to have a big round of applause all together. Ladies and gentlemen, now's the time. As we have done the lighting of lamp, now is the time for the national anthem. I would like to request you all to please stand up.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you all our dignitaries seated on the dais today. Would like to request you all to please welcome with a big round of applause Director External Affairs and Partnerships SOA at Reckitt, Commissioner Municipal Corporation of India, Mr. Shri Amit Kumar Sharma ji, with a big round of applause. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Would like to welcome Secretary General of Global Interfaith Wash Alliance, President of Divine Shakti Foundation, Sadhvi, Bhagawati, Saraswatiji, with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Would also like to request to welcome Mrs. India 2016 Queen of Substance, Mrs. Sneha Shergill, with a big round of applause. A very warm welcome to you. Would like to request to welcome Dr. Chalaya, Joint Director, with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin with our inaugural session, I would like to request Mr. Ravi Bhatnagar sir to please welcome our founder and CEO Gramalaya, Mr. S. Damodaran sir, with the bouquet. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as External Affairs and Partnerships as Reckitt SOA before this role, he was in similar position leading AMESA recently. He is a qualified independent director, Institute of Directors, and he sits on various commissions and committees at SOCHAM, FICCI, ISC, and Government of India, among various others. Please put your hands together and would like to request you, sir, for the welcome address for Mr. Ravi Bhatnagar. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. It's my honest pleasure to be here on a very, very auspicious and very important day. We have successfully been doing the work on hygiene and sanitation, not just in India, but across the globe. And I come from a company which makes Dettol, and it came into existence in 1933. So there's a huge, and I'm very proud to say, like, we have a battery of around 100 plus partners just in India who have been working in almost all 500 plus aspirational blocks, all 100 plus aspirational districts in India. Along with that, we have been supporting Gramalaya through MHM summits. This is the third summit. I remember the first summit when I attended, it was a house full with around 30 to 40 people. It grew further, and today we are sitting in one of the most prestigious places, which is Bharat Mandapam, which concluded the G20 under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister. As our Prime Minister always says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Prayas. So this summit would not have been possible without the support and encouragement of all of you. There are some of us who are activists, there are some of us who are from the civil society, there are some of us who are from the corporates, there are some of us from the government, there are some of us from media, and many others who are change makers. This category of change makers is a very big category, because at the individual levels, I personally believe in, मेरे 10 गज हिंदी में बोलते हैं. In English, we say my 10 yards. If we are able to make our change in our 10 yards, we may be able to change a lot across, in the places where we work. Nevertheless, I'm very honored and very happy. We have Sadhvi Bhagawati ji with us. We have Damodaran ji with us. We have the municipal commissioner. We have other dignitaries who are there in this whole room. And one of the key things what we are going to give to the India, because we are talking about Viksit Bharat, we want to put a roadmap for 2025. Some of the learnings from the breakout sessions today, what we will be doing, and we want to come up with the first India's MHM report, which will be broadcasted by NDTV World, which is in 40 plus countries. And I'm very sure the voice of the Indian diaspora here and the work that all of us are doing will be taking place in many other regions in many other countries. I'm very privileged when Prime Minister Modi ji actually announced Swachh Bharat Mission. We were one of the first companies to actually invest significantly, and our first investment was 100 crore on the same day when Prime Minister actually announced about the Swachh Bharat Mission. We started a program we call Bhatnagar Swasth India. Today, with very, I'm very grateful that announcements were made and it was done very sincerely by everyone. We could take it as a company very humbly to around 22 countries. So this Swachh Bharat mission is lived in 22 countries where it all works. Even in our neighboring countries, when you go to Pakistan, we have Hoga Saaf Pakistan, we have Porecho Bangladesh, we have Clean Nigeria, we have Clean Indonesia. So with the humble beginnings and the big support from the partners like Gramalaya, NDTV, Global Interfaith Wash Alliance, Jagran Pahel, and to name many others who work with us, I'm very proud, we have been living this journey in this lifetime, and I feel very satisfied when I sleep every day at night, because I wait for the journey for the next day, because the journey is continuing. And in business, we always say carry forward and brought forward. It's accounting terminology also. There is an agenda unfinished. So I look forward to make sure with all the efforts of everyone in this room and beyond this room, we do some great work. And there is a very interesting lineup of all the events, the breakout events and the panels and the panelists who are here. And my sincere gratitude to Mr. Damodaran ji, who has been inspiring us. I was reading about him and I got to know when I was born, at that time, he made some $30,000 with the money he raised in that year. So I lived this journey, after almost 2 decades, what you have been doing for a very long time. And I'm very happy, we are following the footsteps of making India a great nation. There was a time when we were talking about the Bimaru state. Then we were talking about, the aspirational districts, aspirational blocks. Now, we always talk about in the business, we talk about India as an emerging market. When we say about the emerging market, this is a market which is like US, which is like China, which is like UK, Brazil, and the kind of revenues and the stability this country offers in this time of war and everything. The peace building efforts and the other things, there may be some instances here and there in the various states in India, but overall we are a very peace-loving country. And I'm very proud I am a citizen of this country and have this opportunity to take this agenda further in my responsibility and in my capacity. Being an independent director to around 4 PSUs of Government of India as a nominee of the Prime Minister's office, I can assure you there is a lot what the government is thinking, a lot which is happening, and it's also happening with the help of largely the people, the civil society. There have been a lot of movements, but we are seeing the movements of truth. The biggest one is how our GDP is stable, despite a lot of things that are happening in our neighboring countries and other places. Net, I welcome you all for this great summit, which is the 4th MHM summit. And thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's an immense pleasure to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move further, now is the time. I would like to introduce Padma Shri S. Damodaran. Totally devoted his lifetime since 1987 only to promote household toilet facilities, safe drinking water and menstrual hygiene promotion to the rural, urban poor people living in the coastal regions, tribal areas and in town panchayats. By closely working with the central government, state government and international donor organization, including with CSR funds, he has been involved in all government total sanitation program from the 1980s to Swachh Bharat Mission program 2014 till date. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, would like to request Padma Shri Mr. S. Damodaran, founder and CEO Gramalaya, to please give the keynote address. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
A very good morning to you all. Sabko namaskar, namaskaram, vandanam, vanakkam in Tamil. What a grateful to all of you. What a great day today. In fact, I'm quite happy with all of your presence here by making this event so successful. My sincere thanks to Global Interfaith Alliance, Sadhviji's August presence here. Our great word of appreciation to Shri Ravi Bhatnagar for supporting us in a big way for conducting this campaign, a wonderful event today. My sincere thanks to Sneha, Shergill, Assistant Commissioner of Municipal Director Saraswatiji and his wife, and all delegates and speakers of this conference. So today is the World Toilet Day. There is an interconnect between toilets, safe water, personal hygiene behaviors, nutrition, and also menstrual hygiene. So these are all interrelated. This is our fourth largest conclave on MHM. The first of its kind was conducted in India Habitat Center, where Sadhvi was there and inaugurated the program. So thank you so much for joining with us. In fact, I would like to mention here, equal to the amount of what we are spending in conducting this conference, the summit at the G20 hall and in the Bharat Mandapam, equally you are all spending money by traveling from different parts of India. You are spending your own money and time and energy, also accommodation. So there is an equal amount what we are spending. So that kind of stakeholder participation in this program, it is being continued every year, right from our beginning of our first India MHM Summit. So Gramalaya was started in 1987, but when we have started our work, we have mainly aimed for providing safe drinking water supply to the communities. But later on we found that sanitation is one of the major focus areas we need to focus on our work. Please, madam. Yeah. Please, come madam. Yeah, that's what you want. Welcome. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause as I am announcing the arrival of former Union Minister of State for External Affairs and Culture, Government of India, New Delhi, Honorable Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi. Can we have a big round of applause? A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your warm presence here.
So welcome, madam. Yeah. So there is an interconnect between water, sanitation, menstrual hygiene and nutrition. So that is why we are all assembled here. And more than us, you are the speakers going to deliberate a lot on menstrual hygiene and its issues with regard to particularly affecting the women's health. So we have started our menstrual hygiene intervention in 2014. In fact, after 30 years of our work in sanitation by constructing toilets in the schools and in the Anganwadis and in the individual household toilets. But later on, when we happened to visit some of the schools in South India, particularly in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, we found that the school girls are lacking proper water and sanitation facilities in the school campus. so bearing them to attend the school hours. Even in one school I saw in a government school, the girls studying in the school in Nagar in Karnataka, they during the school hours, they skipping their class hours, they went to their houses to change their sanitary napkins. So they don't have a privacy at the school, don't have a water, they don't have a hand washing facilities in the schools. That is the problem. Nowadays, we could able to provide around 1,200 girls-friendly toilet structures in South India in the government schools. That making period-friendly toilets in the schools. That is one of the major attempts by Gramalaya. So the toilet also we build, not just the toilet alone, but also we build bath attached toilets, so that the women can have access to the toilet facilities, bathing, as well as during menstruation they can change their sanitary napkins. That's such a kind of girls-friendly toilet structures we are making in the rural areas. In the urban areas also, the community toilets we are providing is having incinerator facilities. Nowadays we are demolishing all the incinerators in the individual household toilets, in the community toilets, because we are now advocating, all these delegates and also the speakers here, they are all advocating for eco-friendly menstrual products, so that the single-use plastic commercial sanitary napkins are discouraged by the women, and they are using now use and throw, not the use and throw sanitary napkins, but they are using now the reusable washable cloth pads and other menstrual products like the menstrual cups. So the 4th Image of India Summit really is overall support from all of you. My sincere thanks to Ravi sir for such a wonderful opportunity to convene this meeting here. Also, he has mentioned just in his inaugural session that MHM India support like the other water sanitation report, like the personal hygiene report. MHM India support will soon brought out with the help of NDTV and Bhatnagar Swachh India program. The investment he has made when the Swachh Work Mission program was announced, 100 crores is really a huge amount, sir. Really making a difference among millions of lives in India. So with these words, lot of sessions, plenary sessions, breakaway sessions, more than 40 speakers, all are going to deliver today. So this conference today, actually this place is used by our Prime Minister of India for G20 conference. The same day in Rio de Janeiro, the G20 conference is being held today, yesterday and today. So my sincere thanks to the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, for such a wonderful opportunity. We are all very happy about joining in this convention here. Once again, my sincere thanks to all of you. Let us start our conversation today. Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the founder and CEO Gramalaya, Padma Shri, Mr. S. Damodaran. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as I have announced the arrival of former Minister of State for External Affairs, Government of India, Honorable Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi ji, I would like to request Padma Shri Mr. S. Damodaran ji to please welcome our former Minister, Honorable Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, with bouquet. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time, as we are waiting to listen to her, but before that I would like to introduce Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi is a distinguished Indian politician, award-winning parliamentarian, senior leader of Bharatiya Janata Party BJP, and an eminent lawyer. Known for her intellectual depth and articulate advocacy, she has made substantial contribution to India's legal and political landscape. Mrs. Lekhi served as India's Union Minister of State for External Affairs and Culture under Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, where she played a pivotal role in strengthening India's global relation and promoting Indian culture worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, let's have a big round of applause and would like to request Madam former Minister of State for External Affairs, Government of India, Honorable Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi. Let's have a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Damodaran ji, Ravi ji, Sadhvi, Bhagawati ji, Amit ji, all my present colleagues, friends. Very important subject, and rightfully Damodaran ji brought the focus onto this room, which is used by the Honorable Prime Minister for G20, and for the first time in G20 we brought the agenda of women empowerment. It was never part of G20. Then how important it is to allow women to participate. It is an economic group, we all understand that. But economy itself will suffer if women do not have respite. And in our culture, there is a saying, I'm not reciting the Sanskrit part, but I'm translating it, which says in a household or in a family where women suffer and they cry and they are not happy, they are unhappy for whatever reason, that house, that family can never progress. And how women need to feel comfortable, how women need to feel happy, how females need to be comforted is what this menstrual hygiene management is all about. Because something as natural as menstruation, I was just thinking while coming on the way, these thoughts were crossing my mind, and I felt that when young boys become on the onset of puberty, they break their face, the facial hair start coming, all changes in the masculine body also happen. Similarly, God has destined women also to undergo certain changes, and menstruation is one of them. But the acceptance of male features on men is so easily accepted that men do not feel less confident or less mature or less in any way. But when women go through the process of puberty, they lose their confidence, they lose their girlhood, they lose their well-being. And I think there's a psychological element to it. I'm speaking this today as a grown-up woman, as a middle-aged woman, but when we were growing up, these were the challenges we faced. And I'm very grateful, not only to the women who are present here, who are willing to discuss it openly, but mostly men who are in this field working, because it's the level of comfort which men have to give to the women partners, their daughters, their sisters, their mothers, all that process which women go through. They are looking at this mental, it's not just a physical health issue, it's a mental health issue as well. So let's understand that part, and I think this conversation itself makes it more comforting for women, and acceptance by the women, acceptance by the family, and acceptance by the society. I today can discuss this. When you are in school and you're a young kid, you soil your clothes for whatever reason, it's a huge embarrassment for young kids. Now, for no fault of theirs, girls who are carefree, who are playing around, or maybe, some leak happens, something happens, these things can happen with anyone. But why should a sense of shame and embarrassment be associated with a natural process? But it is. So let's discuss the mental taboo. Those who are trainers, those who are parents to young kids, young daughters, and boys as well, need to sensitize both genders and say that this is something as natural as you breaking hair on your face, and for girls also that it's as natural as boys of a certain age start to grow up to be men. This is the onset when you grow up, and giving them that mental comfort so that they are able to meet the challenges. You know, it's like, menstruation है तो क्या होता है भाई? कोई बात नहीं, होता है. It's part of growing up. That kind of conversation needs to happen. And I can tell you from a huge experience on my side that these conversations are never easy conversations. And the second aspect, let's move on to the second aspect. The second aspect, according to me, from mental health, communication challenges which most girls face, fathers face. I remember my father would keep nudging my mother, usko jaake bolo. Constantly that was a conversation. When I was very close to my dad, I was very, very close to my father, but he could never address this issue with me, and he would request my mother to intervene. And I think those are the challenges of youth and adolescent as it is. As it is when girls grow up, the families have a different kind of outlook, and suddenly the outlook changes and the girls do not understand why this change. You know, why you are asking me to behave a certain way. You know, you're not used to because you grew up a certain way, a pampered child. Father doesn't discriminate, but then suddenly, you know, there is some amount of discrimination which you perceive as discrimination. It may not actually be discrimination, it's, less communication, actually. So this is one aspect. The second aspect is the responsibility of schools and responsibility of the playstations, household, where you have young girls to deal with. We must all understand that since this is a sanitation and hygiene issue, as much as requirement of water, as Damodaran ji very rightly pointed out, separate toilets, water facility 24/7, because you don't have to change the pad only when you have 4 hours of water supply. After the 4 hours of water supply, you will still have to change the pads, because this is a process which will continue for 24 hours. So availability of water, and I'm very grateful to all of you who are involved in the process of making this drudgery out of the women's life. Imagine a woman had to travel a few kilometers every day to fetch a pail of water, just a pail, or 2 or 3. And we look at those young women and we appreciate their skills of having one burden, the second burden, the third burden on their head and balancing 2 in the arms and walking around. Of course, it's all to be appreciated because these are skills which people like me do not possess. But the flip side is, these are not just skills which were generated just like that. These were necessities. A necessity to run the family, necessity to have water. I'm again very grateful that the government, under the leadership of Prime Minister, picked up this subject of giving pipe water supply to the households. And again, the numbers are amazing, but the task itself is a tough one. Every single second we are able to provide one household with water, with piped water, which is a great going. I mean, I think the kind of change that we have envisaged and we are working at it is something we all need to appreciate, that the government's working at that scale and that speed. But can we still make people more sensitive towards water? Because when you bring the pail of water on your head, you are very sensitive. But when you have pipe water supply, you give up on your sensitivity. And we all must understand that the pipe water supply is available for all, but we all need to be equally circumspect about using it. Since it's a sanitation subject, and it's so very deeply connected with water, I'm going to say something which is very impolite, but I'm still going to say this, and that is about the sanitary pads being disposed of in the toilets. It's as important to teach the young kids and even the grown-up women that please do not block the toilet. Because if you block the toilet, if you dispose it off in the toilet, you're bringing misery to yourself and many like you. So how the disposal needs to happen has to be equally part of the training program and needs to be discussed in the schools and homes, and mothers need to speak, or the fathers need to speak, or the teachers need to speak, or we can also have advertising campaign on this. Couple of things I have noticed, that sometimes because of the smell, we all understand, and again the much misunderstood traditions when women used to be kept segregated, because we all know that animals get impacted by pheromones, and especially when during this period you're releasing them. And those pheromones are going to have an impact on the animal life as well. Disposal of the pads or any such substance becomes as imperative as using it. So till now, in the first phase I call it, our focus has been getting more and more women to use these products. The second phase has to be sensitizing the people of using the water and also the material itself and disposal. So disposal is as important as bringing girls and women to use these products. The second part is this disposal of the used product. And that disposal has to be something which does not disturb the animals. For example, dogs will run around with the pads all over and will break the pads, because for them they are getting disturbed by the smell. And we as human beings are not disposing it right. Either we are putting it in the garbage, and in the garbage when we put it, then we are creating that much of landfill. So the third phase of my argument is that, and I'm very glad Damodaran ji touched upon that the products which we are using, and I had that argument in the parliament and a lot of women just got up to speak against me. See, before 2014 and 15, the emphasis was what? Take away the GST from the sanitary pads. And I'm like, women who use the sanitary pads do not even compose 25% of the women folk, not even 20%. And those women will spend more than this on their makeup kit. Sorry for sounding so rude, but that's a fact. So you can very well pay the GST on the sanitary pad which is manufactured by the MNCs. It's an MNC product, at least at that time, not now, but at that time. And what ingredient they are using? They are using plastic polymer. Plastic polymer at a gel level, at a microscopic level, is getting into our landfills, is spoiling our soil, is soiling our water, is getting into the ecosystem. And that ecosystem is further ruining women's health, along with animal health, along with the next generation's health. So restriction on using such products, even by way of GST, is not a bad thing. If we want to promote sanitation, we want to promote hygiene, we have to promote this not at the cost of or some other products, cotton, cloth, whatever. We need to work with these, and there has to be a proper dispensation mechanism. And this itself is revenue generation model. With all the cooperative which this government has again worked a lot and has worked on Lakpati Didi. I don't know how many Lakpati Didis can be created out of cellular-based production plants for sanitary pads. We can create a few lakh Lakpati Didis across the country, and we can also do a very good waste management and also give employment to women. So this is on the third argument, that biodegradable products is what we need to promote. Water, sanitation, conversation, biodegradable product. We have increased the usage to about 90% girls are today using. If my data is right. So 90% of the girls are using these products, which is a win-win for all of us. At least I see the change in a very, very positive way. We need to focus on the balanced 10% who still do not have access to clean water, sanitation, and also decent products. And when I say decent, I'm not looking at high-marked MNC products. I say decent for use, which are biodegradable, good products, and there should be more conversation, more economic around this, because economics itself will work. And Suvidha, which Government of India has brought as a product, 1 rupee from Jan Aushadhi Kendra, is a fantastic, fantastic product. And I generally feel that that product needs to be promoted, but we need to have many alternatives based on the region where these Jan Aushadhi Kendras are. We can have a tie-up with a local manufacturing unit where some women will get employment and some women will sell it, and this will be win-win for all the women, especially the 10% which is still left untouched by the processes. So let's all together work on the sanitation, on health and hygiene issue, because challenge is immense, but the last 10 years journey has showcased to all of us, no matter how challenging the challenge is, we've all together held our hands and succeeded. And success is possible. So today's story is a story of success. When Prime Minister of the country talked about open defecation from Red Fort, when all of us who felt the same but did not have the voice to voice the concern got together, got out of the shame, but started working on the subject, when people came forward, I am so sure we will get 100% coverage. I am so sure women will get protection to their health and hygiene. I'm so sure all the good men in the world will come forward to help their women achieve the dreams which are common dreams of the world at large, families at large, and we as a family which is representative of India at large, we will all achieve this. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
मैं इसके साथ ऐड करना भी चाहते हैं मैडम, एक्चुअली हॉनरेबल एमपी मैम जो नई दिल्ली एरिया की एमपी था एंड मिनिस्टर भी था, मैम ने इंडियन एरिया में हर पब्लिक टॉयलेट पीटीयू में सैनिटरी नैपकिन पैड के लिए वेंडिंग मशीन इंस्टॉल किया। उसके बाद और एनडीएफसी स्कूल के सभी बच्चे के लिए अवेलेबल करने के लिए हर स्कूल में मैडम ने किया था। सो मैडम हर वक्त है ना एक रोल मॉडल प्ले करते हैं, हमेशा है। मैडम के लिए बिग एक तालियां बजा सकते हैं।
Thank you so much, ma'am. We feel so honored and grateful by your presence today. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, once again for Honorable Shrimati Meenakshi Lekhi. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, moving further, now's the time. I would like to introduce Sadhvi Bhagawati Saraswatiji. Is a renowned spiritual leader, author, and motivational speaker based in Rishikesh.
A healthy heaven here on earth, which means that by Modi ji's amazing dedication and commitment, we've gotten toilets in homes. The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has been incredibly successful. We must make sure that there are toilets in schools and that they are cleaned and repaired. Whenever I go to speak at schools or universities, I'm a very good water drinker, so inevitably I have to go to the bathroom. And I'll always ask, can I use the restroom? And almost always they will not send me to the restroom that the students use. They'll always say, "Acha ma'am, aap usme mat jayega, aap jara wo principal ki office mein aa jao, ya headmaster ki office mein aa jao." We must make sure that the toilets that our students are using are clean, are private, otherwise they stay home. And then we have this problem of them dropping out of school because they're spending 5 days a month. It's great that we've got toilets in homes. They must be in schools, they must be in office buildings, they must be in train stations, bus stations. And again, not just existing theoretically like there's a sign, but actually a clean, functional, private, safe, toilet for her to use. Lastly, so much is there to say, but I know time is short. Lastly, Meenakshi was speaking so much about the eco-friendly menstrual solutions. And this is critical. Every year, 2,200 crore. 2,200 crore. That means 22 trillion menstrual pads are discarded in India every year. Just take a moment and think about 20 years extra added to our life. And such deep gratitude to our Shri Ravi ji, Shri Damodaran ji for the great work that they're doing individually together. Such gratitude to our Honorable Srimati Meenakshi ji for with the government. And just remember, protecting our planet is puja. Opportunity to be here today, and thank you so much to everyone for the beautiful way that you're all, in your own way, doing this beautiful work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let's have a big round of applause for Sadhvi, Bhagawati, Saraswatiji, ladies and gentlemen. As moving further, ladies and gentlemen, now's the time I introduce Sneha Shergill. Sneha Shergill is a multi-field. Sneha has leveraged his platform to champion meaningful causes as well as empowering women with her customized grooming program to participate in pageants. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a big round of applause Mrs. India 2016, Queen of Substance, Mrs. Sneha Shergill. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good morning to all the distinguished guests. I've chosen to discuss a topic that holds incredible importance, yet often remains unspoken: menstrual hygiene. It's a pleasure and an honor to be with all of you today here in Delhi and open conversations around menstrual health. To start with something as simple, menstruation is a natural, healthy process, yet we often attach unnecessary stigma and discomfort to it. In our society, this silence has created a significant gap in awareness about menstrual hygiene, and this gap lacking knowledge. This gap is also about women's health, their education and well-being, which is affected in countless ways. Globally and in India, millions of young girls water, clean bathrooms and proper waste disposal methods. As a result, so many of them, and everybody's spoken about it so far, drop out of school, face unnecessary health risks, infections, and miss out on enjoyment. And we ensure we normalize this natural process by reaching out to schools, colleges, workplaces, as well as to the homes. Teaching girls and boys menstrual cups, biodegradable pads, and reusable cloth pads are few of the options which are fantastic, which can be made more accessible and are environmentally friendly than the traditional ones. By making this switch, and just to reiterate what everybody said, we are also here to reduce the burden of single-use plastic pads. To summarize everybody's talk, and also to add a little bit of fun to this room where we are discussing such a serious topic, I thought let's come up with a few statements and let me read them out to you. If you agree with them, you raise your hands up, you shimmy your hands and you say yes. Can we do that? Yes. I don't see the hands going up there. Every time you say yes, your hands have to go up. You shimmy your hands and you say yes. You say no. Alright, let's start this. Listen, menstruation has been a taboo topic for ages, and menstruators have been considered impure. Not addressing this has had lasting consequences to make it change. Yes. Fantastic. We have to go louder than this for the next one. Alright? Point 2. Period poverty is absolutely fine. Using sanitary products, education, having hygiene and waste management facilities should remain a privilege.
No,
come on, louder. Do you think period poverty is all right? Then why can't we hear and know from you? No. All right. 3. Women matter in women's matters.
No.
Huh?
No. Men matter in women.
Women must have a seat at the table where decisions are made and their voices must be heard. Because women who live consciously bring a lot of insight to every discussion.
Yes. 110%.
Okay, 4. If men become menstrual allies, have awareness, and be open to discussions on women's menstrual needs and support.
Yes.
The last one. Menstrual myths and with the new policy, we will be able to reach far and wide, empower girls with comprehensive menstrual hygiene education, sustainable period products, ease of change and disposal, support the government bodies with proper disposal and the menstrual waste management. Yes. Fantastic. I think we all deserve a little round of applause. So, summit methods for knowledge sharing and inspiring change, reducing global environmental impact due to disposable period products, worked towards restoring dignity and health, and taking away fear and shame from a woman's mindset, giving girls an equal opportunity. Fantastic platform. All the points that I made just now are the points that were thought through at least 3 decades ago by this wonderful man. Humble to the core, an inspiration to so many of us. So thank you so much for paving the way and showing us how, with good intent, when all of us come together, we can make such a big difference to the millions of lives around us. A huge round of applause for Shri Damodaran. Before I sign off and I wish you all the best for the rest of the day, I want to also leave you with this simple thought that was inculcated in me since my childhood. And it was about giving back to the society. While making conscious life choices, we must also remember that we are all here on this planet as guests and for a fairly short period of time. So it is our collective responsibility to leave this planet, at least try to leave this planet slightly better than how we found it. And at the same time leave a legacy and humans who are also better to continue living on this planet. We can work together as individuals, organizations and communities to ensure that every woman and girl can menstruate with dignity. We're not just promoting hygiene. We're also empowering half of our population to live healthier, freer and equal lives. Thank you so much for your time, for your commitment to this cause, for the openness that you have to continue these conversations. And let's not keep it here, but let's take it to every corner of our communities. Thank you so much and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's have a big round of applause for Mrs. Sneha, Shergill. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us here today. We want to initiate a change in society in long term.
With that, and I was this MP of this area, and that's Navjeevan Vihar. So the colony was, the president was a woman and a doctor, Ravi Makhija. I wish, I want to remember her today. Initially I initiated it, but then the RWA took over, and they would together put in the community center where all the maids used to go and sit and all that. They will get a coupon and they will all pick up the disposable sanitary pads from the community center. And not only he has picked it up and made their own program, and it's a plastic-free colony, by the way. So that's really nice job. So I thought we must remember the people who do the real work and bring the thinking and thought into action. So they did a fantastic job, and in my area with NDMC, of course, he was there, Chalia. That women from the nearby Basti used to run that plant and make the disposable pads, and the same will get distributed in the area. So it's a cycle which we try to complete. So I just thought I must remember all the good people I have met in my life.
Thank you.
And thank you Damodaran ji, thank you Ravi ji, thank you Manav, Mr. Chalia, and my friend Ms. Shergill.
To Sadhvi, Bhagawati, Saraswatiji. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presence today. Let's have a big round of applause. Thank you, ma'am, for taking the time and being part of this event today.
She is my daughter, taking the message of women.
I would like to request to present the memento to our former Union Minister of State and External Affairs, Culture, Government of India, New Delhi, Honorable Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi. Thank you, ma'am, for your presence today. We are so honored and grateful that you made it to this event today. Thank you, ma'am. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am, for your presence today. For your presence today. Thank you for being a part of this event.
Thank you.